Leandro Trossard's impeccable role at Arsenal has been described by an Arsenal legend. Welcome to Rokani Media Football and good morning, guys. How is your Wednesday? Because it's really a very beautiful day. Rain has been raining, but it has stopped, and I said, all right, let me really leave you with this story before you really get distorted and really get news coming in from the manager of Liverpool. That story is going to come in later, like 3, 4, 5 hours from now. I'll be dropping it as Jurgen Klopp, the manager of Liverpool, has gone ahead to drop in a hint as far as Arsenal versus Liverpool on Sunday game is concerned. We are discussing Garcia, formerly at City, being linked to Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to water that down. He has rubbished it, and I'm going to give you that full story in the next minutes. Then the Clasico is returning today. You know that very well. Real Madrid is playing against Barcelona at the Spotify Camp Nou Stadium, but 3 players are out of that game. What does it mean for a side called Arsenal? What does it mean for a side called Barcelona, as they won 1-0 away from home and they need to win or a draw to go through to the semi-finals. At the semi-finals, I think, to go to the finales of the Copa del Rey. Now, Trossard has been really impeccable at the Arsenal side, and very many people are really going ahead to get surprised on how talented this lad has always been, and his impact at Arsenal has made them really sell out of things. So for me, I'm a person who was really so much positive about Trossard because I knew what Trossard was bringing on the table. You know, there are players I watch, even if you look at Mitoma right now at Brighton and Evans Ferguson, you look at them and understand that if at all they can go to any team that is really coached very well, and it's a footballing based team with a footballing philosophy that is really all about total footballing, there is no way they will really crumble or they won't hit the ground running. Mitoma, Ferguson, McAllister, KC Doe. So I would like to credit the scouting team of Brighton. They really get these players on the cheap and obviously sell them expensively. Now, for Leandro Trossard, they got him at £9 million and they sold him for £27 million. That is a profit of £16 million, and he has been here since 2019. 4 years at the club, and obviously he has managed to make almost times 2 the amount of money he was bought from Genk to Brighton. But leaving Brighton aside, we are talking Arsenal. Arsenal are really a very good team, and Trossard came in through and obviously went ahead to really defy all the negative statements that were really directed to his transfer to Arsenal, that we needed Mokalo Modric. How can we go in for Trossard? Forgetting that Trossard was a Premier League proven player that has gone ahead to really tear up big teams. And I told you, he's a player who acts well in tight spaces and makes others better. Now, the latecomers have gone ahead and really said the following about Trossard, because for me, I'm really surprised when I see someone who is a pundit coming out and really telling us about Trossard right now, because we knew this, but as it's our job to bring you what they're saying about Arsenal players. Again, Kevin Campbell on Trossard. Kevin Campbell was an Arsenal legend. He played there for so many years and scored very many goals. He said, if you told me that Trossard would have had this impact in such a short space of time, if he had half the impact, I would have been happy. Wearing the badge is heavy, but he's taken to it like a duck to water. He can play across the front line, obviously. And he can not only play across the front line, he can also play at where Odegaard plays. He can play as a central attacking midfielder. So he's really talented. But talking about half an impact, that means if at all he had even scored no goals and obviously created 3 assists ever since he came in at Arsenal, obviously this man wouldn't have been surprised. But Trossard has gone ahead to do lots of things, and he concluded and said he's the biggest impactor of all. We need him to keep making an impact for the next 9 games, that's for sure. And obviously, if at all you know what the impact Trossard really brings to your club of Arsenal, because it's not my club. For me, I support Manchester United. You just have to pray to it that he doesn't really crumble. He doesn't capitulate. That's it. Because he's a different kind of player at Arsenal. And their combination with Jesus, the way they are really building up, it might scare us, the fans. Because for me, I'm afraid of players like Trossard, because they don't need to work a lot to really create a chance. It's just their brain that is so much important in their ball distributions and creativities on the field of play. So he's really a very good player. And people might think that he's not really up there, but he's one of the most signings, or the best signings in the league in the January transfer window. Now Kevin Campbell concluded and said, Trossard, he's the biggest impactor of all. We need to keep him making an impact for the 9 games, that's for sure. All right. And he said they don't play in the same sport, but I can see the comparison because he has such quick feet like Santi Cazorla did in the middle of the pitch. He can see things quickly, and Santi saw things quickly. He was a steal at £21 million. So obviously people say he's an absolute steal, but he had fallen out with the manager. I believe if at all Trossard had not fallen out with De Zerbi, he would have gone in for like £50 million. But because they wanted him out, and Trossard had told the board, I trust my team, get Trossard out, and we'll find ourselves into the position of really winning games. And they are winning games. Even today they've won, was it 2-0? 2-0 against Brentford. That's it. It has been Evan Ferguson and is it Gross in there for you. But Trossard's trophy-winning role that has been explained by this former Arsenal legend states that Trossard is the biggest impactor of all. Arsenal needs him to keep impacting for the next 9 games, that's for sure. Obviously, apart from Saliba being injured and Tomiyasu, Arsenal are really having good options up front. You know what it means when you're having Trossard, Emily Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, Jesus, there is Martinelli, there is Bukayo Saka, almost having close to 2 people per number. And I tell you what, Eddie Nketiah is on his way returning to his form, and I think towards the mid of this month he'll be available for picks. So the competition is really intense, and that really gates these players relentless to see to it that everyone is fighting for his position. Fabio Vieira, Odegaard, I think Arsenal has everything to win the trophy, and Trossard to me and Jesus are the ones that should epitomize this dream of Arsenal lifting the trophy after almost 2 decades of not lifting a trophy. They last won it in 2004. That's when they last won it. So the role of Trossard is to continue putting in assists, because if you're to calculate and really do the average math in there, he has played 11 games for Arsenal and he has gone ahead to score 1 goal and create 7 assists. And create 7 goals. Those are 8 goal involvements in 11, meaning that if he has been acting like that, let me get out my pen and calculate. If in 11 games he has had 8 goal involvements, in one it will be 8 over 11. What of 9? It's 72 out of 11. What's it? 72 divided by 11. Calculator, where are you? Let's approximate what his output is going to be. It is 8 times 9 equals divided by 11. So according to the stats we are getting here, on the average, if we average his current performance and relate it to the remaining 9 games of Arsenal, that means he's capable of really creating 8 goals in the last 9 games Arsenal are really going to play. And it's really, really applicable. It's really practical, because in the last 11, he has had 8 goal contributions. So it's not ridiculous for me to come out and say in the last 9, he might find himself having close to 8 or 7 goal contributions. So that is the real Trossard for you, and his role has been really put out very well by a man known as Kevin Campbell in Arsenal's winning trophy. Now, let's tackle a little bit of Barcelona. Barcelona is a team that is really topping the La Liga, and they're into the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey, and having beaten Real Madrid 1-0 at Santiago Bernabeu. This time around, the return leg is at the Spotify Company Stadium. I've been told Pedri, Dembele, Christensen, Frankie de Jong are all out for today's El Clasico. COP is reporting, source coming in from Spain. All these players are really out. And what does that mean? It means that Xavi needs to really stretch himself and obviously find himself getting a result into that game. He only needs a draw and a win. Now, if you're not having Pedri, Christensen, Ousmane Dembele, and who else? And Frankie de Jong, that means you're going to be having Tastagen, Araujo, right back, central defense, Jules Koundé, and Marcos Alonso. Then left back, it's going to be Balde. Then the three-man midfield, Casey, Gavi, and Sergio Busquets. Then the front three will be having Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Ansu Fati or Ferran Torres. But it's also a very good team. But can they really stop the attacks of Real Madrid? That's it. That's the big question. But this time around, remember, they're going to be at the Barcelona Stadium, where they're going to be having close to 100,000 fans going in to support. Remember, the tickets are already finished, and the stadium is going to be fully packed to see to it that Barcelona knocks out Real Madrid and obviously goes to the finale of the Copa del Rey. But he has lots of things to do, and he needs to find himself in a position of really killing the game off. But there is a player I've not talked about, Eric Garcia. He might also be considered to start into the left side of the central defense alongside Jules Koundé or Araujo. But a story came out this week, early Monday or last week, that Eric Garcia is being linked to joining Arsenal, that he's not getting enough playing time at Barcelona, and he really believes that he wants to leave. But Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and really rubbished that story, and this is what he had to say about Eric Garcia being linked to Arsenal. He said, "Despite rumors about Arsenal, I'm not aware of negotiations for Eric Garcia at the moment. Barcelona are counting on him, and he also had an excellent game as a defensive midfielder yesterday. No time for negotiations now." So he played as a central defensive midfielder as they won, was it 3-0? Yeah, over the weekend. So there are no negotiations going on. But I know why he's being linked to Arsenal. You know, every player that was at Man City when Pep Guardiola was there, each and every time he doesn't get enough playing time at the club where he is right now, he's being linked to Arsenal. You know, the likes of Leroy Sane have been linked to Arsenal. Now Eric Garcia. You'll see João Cancelo being linked to Arsenal again, and very many other players because of their connection with Mikel Arteta. But I think Mikel Arteta this time round cannot go to City and really buy players, because City have paid, all have tested the bitterness of their medicine, of the decisions they took to really sell 2 players to Arsenal. They're going to have to transform them and put them into the title contending race. That is Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. Those 2 players are really doing wonders at Arsenal, and the board of Man City told Pep Guardiola never to sell any player to Arsenal. That's it. So guys, your thoughts on Trossard's trophy winning role for Arsenal have been revealed. Your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. Then what do you think about the quadruple of players that Xavi is missing out ahead of the El Clasico today, that will see them go to the final of the Copa del Rey if at all they knock out Real Madrid? And your thoughts about that are welcome in the comment section below. What do you think? What do you make about it? And lastly, Eric Garcia, Fabrizio Romano rubbishing all the stories traveling around that he's being linked to Arsenal and Arsenal in need of him. And I rubbish that story. That's why he never came out and really did it. Do you know why? Arsenal are now having 2 left-footed central defenders. That is Gabriel Magalhaes and Jakub Kiwior. So I said, I'm not going to do that story because it was not making sense to me. It never made sense to me, and that's why I never really bothered bringing it to you here onto the Rokani Media Football. So guys, that's it. Good morning, Muslim friends. Hope you've heard, is it called the Daku? Ramadan Kareem, and to all my Christian friends. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the Easter, where Jesus is resurrecting, make resurrections in your financial stand, in your job promotions, in your yields that you've planted. Let them resurrect with Jesus Christ, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I'm out.